Let's dive right into this explainer and uncover exactly what it takes to get monetized across the biggest platforms in 2026. Look, if you've been putting in the work creating content, you already know the rules of the game have completely shifted over the last couple of years. Honestly, what worked back in 2024 or 2025, it's literally going to leave money on the table today. So we're going to compare the real, verified monetization requirements and payout structures for YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, so you can actually build a highly profitable cross-platform strategy. It is, without a doubt, the most common question creators get. You hit that magical 1 million view milestone, and suddenly everyone assumes you're out buying a new sports car. But the real answer? Well, it depends entirely on where and how those views actually happened. 1 million views on a quick 15-second entertainment clip might barely buy you a fancy latte, right? But a million views on a 10-minute software tutorial, that could literally pay your rent for an entire year. Okay, before we pit these platforms against each other, we have to talk about RPM, because this is the only metric that dictates what actually hits your bank account. You'll often hear the term CPM thrown around. That stands for cost per mil, which is simply what advertisers are paying the platform. But RPM, or revenue per mil, that's what you actually get to keep per 1,000 views after the platform takes its 30 to 55% cut. So whenever we talk about earnings in this explainer, we are strictly focusing on RPM. Here is a quick look at our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to bust the pay-per-view myth, break down the big three, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, look at the short-form battle, and wrap up with your ultimate 2026 strategy. Let's get right to it. Starting off with Section 1, the pay-per-view myth, because honestly, not all views are created equal. The phrase pay-per-view totally tricks us into thinking a view is just a standard unit of currency. It absolutely isn't. Geography is literally everything here. Just look at this. 1,000 long-form views from the United States can pay up to 15 times more than those exact same views coming from India. It's a massive difference. We're talking $5 to $15 in the US compared to maybe 30 cents to $1.50 in India. Why? Because advertiser demand and budgets are hyper-localized. So if you're ever scratching your head wondering why your payouts feel super low despite massive view counts, your audience's geography is the very first thing you need to check. Moving on to Section 2. YouTube, the undisputed long-form king. Huge RPMs, but some pretty strict hurdles. Look, in 2026, YouTube is still the gold standard for serious, predictable ad money. But to unlock the vault to that ad revenue, you've got to clear some specific, data-proven hurdles. You are aiming for 1,000 subscribers paired with either 4,000 public watch hours in the past year or 10 million shorts views in the last 90 days. But hey, there is a stepping stone. At just 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours, you unlock early access to fan funding, things like super thanks and channel memberships, which is great for getting cash flowing a little sooner. But here's where it gets really interesting. Beyond geography, your niche completely dictates your payout. A finance channel is going to make exponentially more money than an entertainment channel. Notice how finance and investing command a $9 to $15 RPM for long-form content? Compare that to comedy, which is sitting at just $1 to $5. It makes sense, right? Advertisers know a finance viewer is highly likely to actually buy software or open a brokerage account, and they are willing to pay a massive premium for that high-intent attention. Let's shift gears to Section 3, TikTok. It's a volume play, and thankfully, we are escaping those old creator fund pennies. We are far past the era of the original creator fund where billions of views would barely buy you a sandwich. Today, TikTok's creator rewards program demands 10,000 followers and 100,000 views in the last 30 days to get monetized. But here is the catch. Not every view has qualified. A view only actually counts if it involves real watch time from a real human being. If viewers just scroll past instantly, sure, your raw views go up, but your qualified views, and more importantly, your payout, stay completely flat. And that brings us to the magic number 1. I literally cannot stress this enough. 1 minute is everything. If your TikTok is 59 seconds long, your ad revenue from the Creator Rewards program is exactly 0. No joke. TikTok has drawn a hard line in the sand because they want to incentivize longer content. You have to push past that 60-second mark to earn that typical 40 cent to $1.50 RPM. All right, Section 4, Facebook, the hidden giant. Older demographics, but some serious cash. Let's talk about the platform most new creators completely ignore, but really shouldn't. Sure, Facebook might lack the trendy factor of TikTok, but unlocking in-stream ads here is well worth the climb. And it is a steep climb. You have to clear a massive 600,000-minute threshold over 60 days, across 5 active videos of at least 3 minutes in length. But the payoff? A $4 to $6 RPM that easily rivals YouTube, all driven by an older demographic with incredibly high purchasing power. Just to put the scale of this opportunity into perspective, $3 billion. Facebook quietly paid out nearly $3 billion to creators in 2025 alone. Think about that. If you're already producing 3 to 10-minute videos for YouTube, you are quite literally leaving money on the table if you aren't natively uploading those exact same videos to Facebook to tap into this massive pool of cash. Section 5. Short-form monetization. Let's do a quick head-to-head battle. So when we strip away the long-form stuff, how do they compare? TikTok pays a dramatically higher RPM for short vertical videos, somewhere between 40 cents and $1.50, provided, of course, they pass that strict 1-minute mark we talked about. Over on YouTube, the Shorts RPM is much, much smaller, sitting at just 3 to 10 cents. That's because ad revenue there is pooled and split. Now, interestingly, YouTube recently extended their Shorts maximum length to 3 minutes, but that core RPM gap between the two platforms remains absolutely massive. Basically, TikTok wins on the immediate per-view payout, but YouTube wins on funneling viewers into your highly lucrative long-form ecosystem. Finally, Section 6. Let's build your 2026 monetization strategy, navigate this AI stuff, and grow across platforms. First things first, you've got to play by the new 2026 rules regarding AI. As of May 2026, YouTube officially rolled out automatic AI detection, and TikTok now requires strict built-in labeling. So the days of mass-producing pure automated AI spam, those are completely over. Those channels are getting demonetized and suspended fast. However, if you use AI as a tool for efficiency, like if you're researching, writing, and directing the content, and just using AI voices or editing tools to assist you, that original human-directed content is fully monetizable. Just always make sure you disclose it to stay safe. Okay, let's look at the ultimate playbook for this year. Step 1, pick a lucrative niche. You saw the data earlier, finance, tech, and B2B simply pay significantly more per view. Step 2, tailor your runtime to actually trigger monetization. You need 1 to 3 minutes on TikTok just to get paid, and 10 to 20 minutes is the absolute sweet spot for YouTube long-form to optimize those mid-roll ads. And step 3, distribute everywhere. Don't just rely on one single platform, you want to stack those revenue streams. So, wrapping up this explainer, you really have to ask yourself, are you just optimizing for random vanity metrics? Or are you trying to build real, sustainable revenue? Because 1 million views on a low-effort clip? Sure, that might feel amazing for a day. But an audience of 10,000 in a high CPM niche, distributed across YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, that is what will actually build a lasting business. The data is clear, the new requirements are set, but how you choose to play the game from here is entirely up to you.